When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Life is too short for long-term grudges. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is disaster. Patience is a virtue, and I'm learning patience. It's a tough lesson. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. If something's important enough, you should try, even if the probable outcome is failure. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day, otherwise, it's not. I would like to die on Mars, just not on impact. I think there should be regulations on social media to the degree that it negatively affects the public good. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. We are running the most dangerous experiment in history right now, which is to see how much carbon dioxide the atmosphere can handle before there is an environmental catastrophe. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. Great companies are built on great products. When I was in college, I wanted to be involved in things that would change the world. I really do encourage other manufacturers to bring electric cars to market. It's a good thing, and they need to bring it to market and keep iterating and improving and make better and better electric cars, and that's what's going to result in humanity achieving a sustainable transport future. I wish it was growing faster than it is. I always invest my own money in the companies that I create. I don't believe in the whole thing of just using other people's money. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to ask other people to invest in something if I'm not prepared to do so myself. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. Any product that needs a manual to work is broken. Really, the only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. To make an embarrassing admission, I like video games. That's what got me into software engineering when I was a kid. I wanted to make money so I could buy a better computer to play better video games, nothing like saving the world. Starting a business is not for everyone. Starting a business, I'd say, number one is have a high pain threshold. Rockets are cool. There's no getting around that. Self-driving cars are the natural extension of active safety and obviously something we should do. It's very important to like the people you work with. Otherwise, your job is going to be quite miserable. The value of beauty and inspiration is very much underrated, no question. But I want to be clear. I'm not trying to be anyone's savior. I'm just trying to think about the future and not be sad. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind. But brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. I think you should always bear in mind that entropy is not on your side. I will never be happy without having someone. Going to sleep alone kills me. We can't have, like, willy-nilly proliferation of fake news. That's crazy. You can't have more types of fake news than real news. That's allowing public deception to go unchecked. That's crazy. Tesla is here to stay and keep fighting for the electric car revolution. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. If we drive down the cost of transportation in space, we can do great things. I say something, and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. I think we have a duty to maintain the light of consciousness to make sure it continues into the future. We're already cyborgs. Your phone and your computer are extensions of you, but the interface is through finger movements or speech, which are very slow. A company is a group organized to create a product or service, and it is only as good as its people and how excited they are about creating. I do want to recognize a ton of super talented people. I just happen to be the face of the companies. If humanity doesn't land on Mars in my lifetime, I would be very disappointed. There's a silly notion that failure's not an option at NASA. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. In order to have your voice be heard in Washington, you have to make some little contribution. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. The factory is the machine that builds the machine. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop, where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. I do love email. Wherever possible, I try to communicate asynchronously. I'm really good at email. The key to making things affordable is design and technology improvements, as well as scale. When I was a child, there's one thing I said: I never want to be alone. That's what I would say. I don't want to be alone. I think we are at the dawn of a new era in commercial space exploration. Like and subscribe my channel for next amazing videos. Tell me in the comment which one quote you most like.